Hello everybody, we're back at it again today. If you followed yesterday's video, we had some trouble on that 3A project. Taking a day off from that now. Just trying to get my head together. And I've got the grill on this CJ5 Snowblower Jeep kind of tied up to the chassis here. Just getting it in the right place. I'm going to run some radiator hoses on here. And I've got that top one mocked up. I'm using silicone hose, stainless steel bends, and that bottom one's going to go together like that. A couple pieces of stainless hose and some stainless fittings and some straight stainless there. You know, you can put regular radiator hoses on there. There's a lot of no-name junk out there that you could use. They don't last very long. I hate when radiator hoses go. They just make a mess of antifreeze all over the place, and that's just something I don't like. Silicone, it lasts a very long time. It's good for high temperatures, long life. It's just a very good hose. And you can get stainless steel, or not stainless steel. You can get stainless steel bends and do it like I'm doing it, or you can get they make silicone bends, and whichever way you like to do it, but at some point you're going to need to put some joints in there. And I'm going to show you how we deal with all that stuff. And that hose down there, that lower hose, is just a little bit tricky, but we'll weld some stainless together and I'll show you that. If you've been following along, you might have seen me make some water tubes on that FJ40 project I was doing. We'll take a little more time and explain this a little better. And like I say, silicone hose. And silicone has come a long way. You can get it in black now and many other colors. It used to be just available in blue. But they're really doing some nice stuff with it now. And that's what I'm going to do for radiator hoses. It's an economical way to go. Just a couple short lengths of silicone aren't too expensive. And stainless steel bends, they're not terribly expensive either, and this will last a very, very long time compared to regular radiator hoses. And I'll take you over to the bench here and show you one. When I do put radiator hoses in, you know, if a customer needs a radiator hose or something, this is the lower hose. And I don't know if you can see in there, but I like the Gates brand. They seem to last, I guess, a little bit longer than most. There's a lot of junk out there, so be careful when you're buying hoses, because there is a lot of no-name, terrible stuff that I've seen hoses not even last a year on some people's vehicles. It's not the kind of thing that you should be shopping for the best price. You should shop for a brand name, and if you're going to put a hose, get a decent hose. But we're going to make that out of silicone and stainless, because on this snowblower Jeep, I don't want any trouble, especially when we're out in the snow and stuff. I don't want any trouble at all with anything. So, silicone and stainless, and I'll show you the proper clamps to use on this. And next I'm going to show you how I put the hose retention beads on there. Again, I've done it before, so if you've seen it before, this is just redundant for you, but for those that haven't, I'll show you how I do that now on a Pullmax. Okay, there's the dies I use in the Pullmax, and we're set up with the offset tool holder. And I think you can see in there that's going to put the little bead on there that we need. And I'll try and get the camera up and show you that next. Okay, here we go. We'll do this in a couple passes. I'll raise the lower tool a little bit at a time, and we'll put the bead in there. Okay, I think you can see what we got going on here. I'm just gonna make another pass, and we'll do both sides of this. Make another pass on that. Okay, that's about the depth that we want. I'll do the other side. Okay, I think you can see how nice that came out. And I'll take you over to the bench now. Okay, there's our two pieces of hose. And on any hose, not just silicone, you want to have a little bead on your whatever fitting you got, you know, whatever it is, whatever you're building, any kind of steel or stainless steel you're putting in there, you want to have that bead. That's going to fit over there. Clamp's going to go behind that. Behind that bead, you can maybe see it bulging out there. Clamp will go behind that, and that won't have a tendency to blow off ever. And there's various different tools. There's little bead rollers you could get for putting beads in tubes like that. Since I've got a tool, the Pullmax, I make the tooling I need for different sizes. So it's just easier. So we'll get that set up. Well, first I'll show you the clamps. Let me grab some clamps and show you what kind of clamps you're going to need if you're using silicone. Okay, when you're putting your silicone hose to your stainless steel or any kind of fitting, if you're just using silicone hose right to your radiator, right to your water pump, the clamp you need to use on silicone, it has this extra band in here that's smooth. It's a smooth band. You don't want the grooves where you tighten that up to be on the silicone. The silicone will fail on you after a short while. You need that special clamp whenever you're doing silicone work. And I like to use these on all kinds of radiator hoses, but it's critical on a silicone hose. You don't want these little grooves digging into the silicone. And I like a stainless steel clamp. I like a stainless steel screw. You can get stainless steel clamps, and then they give you a zinc screw, and you don't want anything going bad on you. You're going through the trouble of using the silicone. You want it to last a long time. So get a stainless steel clamp, stainless steel screw, and you'll be all set. And then that'll fit right over your hose retention bead, and set up your clamp so you got your bead in front of the clamp, and you have a little bit outboard of your clamp. Tighten that down, and that'll be there for many years. You won't have any trouble with that. It won't make any pinhole leaks, nothing like that. It's going to be there for a long time. So if you're having any trouble with radiator hose and you want to upgrade and make a nice setup, silicone's the way to go. So I'll get this one put on, and I'll show you the bottom hose next. Okay, there's the 3 pieces of stainless steel we need to make our bottom hose, and we're just about ready to tack these together. I got everything marked out, witness lines there, so we'll get everything in the right place. And again, if you've been following along, you saw when I built those stainless steel headers, we used a can of solar flux here, and we painted that on the inside there, and that acted, it kept the atmosphere away from the weld. Instead of purging it with argon or something like that and getting real extreme, you could use solar flux, and that will keep any type of contamination from the back side of the weld. You won't get all those black, crusty looking, I don't know, you know what it looks like if you do stainless without back gas in it or something. You get all that black, crunchy stuff inside. This will prevent that. You just mix this up, let it sit for 15-20 minutes, make a thick paste out of it, and put it on the inside, and then just do your your weld as normal. And it's not just for stainless steel. If you got anything you want to protect the back side of the weld on, regular steel, anything like that, just paint that on the back and you'll be all set. It really does, it works wonders. So we'll have a nice, once we wash it off, we'll have a nice weld bead on the inside as well as the outside, and we'll be leak free for a long time. So I'm going to mix that, let it sit for a little bit to get these tacked up, try them out, and we'll see what everything looks like when it's on the vehicle. Okay guys, there's the finished project. We've got the lower hose on, short piece of silicone hose, clamps on the bottom, another short piece right on the water pump, and then we have the finished up piece of stainless tubing. And there's a side shot of the upper one. And those hoses will last a long time, and I won't have to worry about those every time I go somewhere, like a regular standard rubber hose, you know. On the rubber hoses, or what they call rubber these days, you know, I have to change those out every couple of years, just because the makeup of them isn't what it used to be. But with the silicone, I've got that in some vehicles going on many years now. And it really hangs in there and doesn't deteriorate and takes the heat extremely well, and is going to do a nice job here on this snowblower Jeep. So there's the cooling system basically finished, and there's a shot of the Kevlar belts that I'm now selling and using. They last forever as well. And we're just very close to startup. I just got to do a few more things, and we'll be firing this guy up, and I'll take you along when I start it and show you what that looks like. So just a short one for today. If anybody's thinking about using silicone hoses, just a few simple steps. Use the right clamps, bead your tubing if you're using tubing to make some parts of the system, and with those two things you should have good luck and it should last you a long while. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.